morning students. Today we are going to start with a new chapter and the name of the chapter is Recording and Communicating Knowledge. So by the name we can tell that in this chapter we are going to learn about how one can record, how one can communicate knowledge and how it all started. So we are going to learn about it from the very beginning of the mankind. So you can open page number 77 in your books. Now when we talk about knowledge, when we have an idea or when we think about something and we want to tell it to somebody, what do we do? When we have an idea, for example, and we want to communicate it with others, so what do we do? How do we communicate it with others? So we usually either we go to them and then we tell them orally, we tell people orally about our idea, about our thoughts, or we give them in writing. Yes, so there are mainly two ways of communication, that is in writing or orally. So, for example, you have this amazing idea and you are telling this to people, telling this idea to people orally. So what will happen is, maybe somewhere along the way, the idea will be forgotten by the people, or it will be vaporized, or so things like that. So oral communication is not always the best type of communication if you really want to communicate something very knowledgeable. So written communication, it comes in handy when we have to communicate knowledge, when we have to communicate and very important information. So that is what we are going to learn about today. So we learned that there are two ways of communicating, that is by speaking, that is orally, or by writing. And writing is a way in which we record the ideas or our thoughts by writing them on the piece of paper. So this is writing. Writing is recording something, an idea or a thought or an information or knowledge. So, but people long time ago, during the time of the cavemen, they did not know about writing, they did not have alphabets like we do. So they only used to communicate orally. But when you communicate orally, they face some problems. Like here an example is given on page number 77, that long ago in ancient India, for example, knowledge was passed on orally from generation to generation. So there is a very important point, and then everybody should know that point. So that knowledge, that information was passed on from generation to generation, from people to people orally. And because that was happening and there was no record of this, what happened is this knowledge was not able to be communicated to many people. So only a few people knew about this knowledge, only a few people were aware of this knowledge. Why? Because it was not recorded knowledge. It was only done orally. And when something is done orally, it can only be told to a very few people. So it results in the loss of knowledge. So that is what happened earlier also. There was so much loss of knowledge. So what did the people do? They tried to communicate in a written way. So now we are going to learn about that. That is how the methods of recording knowledge came into play, where because orally knowledge was getting lost, and a lot of problems were arising because of that. So then the people, they came up with the ideas of recording the knowledge, and now we are going to learn about written knowledge or written communication, how written communication actually started. So the earliest form of written communication was through pictures. So because earlier, again, like I told you, there were no alphabets, no way to write, did not know how to write or how to even hold a pen. They didn't even have a pen, so how did they write? How did they communicate? By writing. So the earliest form of information or of knowledge that was communicated was through pictures. For example, the cavemen, they used to draw some pictures on the caves or on the rocks or on leaves or on the barks of trees with the help of a sharp objects like sharp edges of rocks or by the sharp branches of trees. So that is how they drew pictures in the caves. But then pictures, they take a long time. They take a lot of time to. It takes a lot of time to draw pictures, and sometimes you don't have that much time. So that the time is not wasted and that the communication is more and more efficient, the people, they replace the picturization with signs and symbols. So then the human beings, they made signs and symbols. They replaced pictures by signs and symbols so that an information or a knowledge can be passed on, can be communicated easily in very less time and accurately. So firstly, pictures were drawn to communicate. Then, because it was a very time consuming process, then it was replaced by signs and symbols. So this here on page number 78, in the 8th line, please underline that the Sumerians of Mesopotamia, that is now Iraq, the Sumerians of Mesopotamia were the first to develop a system of writing called a script using signs over 5,000 years ago. So 5,000 years ago, that is the Iraq of now, where that was Sumerians of Mesopotamia, that is Iraq now. 5,000 years ago, people, they developed the signs and it is known as scripts. So they developed a system of writing. They developed some alphabet system and that is known as script now. Because, like I told you, the pictures were not being useful anymore, so they had to come up with some signs or symbols. So that is 5,000 years ago, around 5,000 years ago, in Iraq, or the Sumerians of Mesopotamia, they came up with a script with a way to communicate in a written way. That is the script, and that is the earliest form of written communication that we have found, that has been recorded in history. Now they wrote signs on blocks of clay. So the scripts, they were written on tablets. What are tablets? Tablets were blocks of clay. For example, clay is formed. We learned in rocks that clay forms. So the clay formed and it formed in the shape of a rectangle. So they used, or a shape of a block. So they used to write these some signs and symbols on the blocks of clay. These blocks of clay are known as tablets. And many of these tablets have been discovered by many archaeologists. And so the Egyptians developed a script using pictures and symbols about 5,000 years ago. The Japanese and Chinese scripts are based on pictures and symbols even today. So here an image of the Chinese system of writing is given on page number 78. Here it is given. Now if you look at it very carefully, Chinese and Japanese language, the script of Chinese and Japanese language, they are still based on picturization, and still the letters and the alphabets, they depict some kind of picture, they depict some kind of symbol. But now most of the other languages, they use alphabets. Alphabets are there in most of the languages, and each alphabet, it represents a different sound that is made by us. For example, what I have written on the board is using the Roman alphabets, that is English alphabets, and each alphabet has a different sound of its own. So the first proper alphabet system to be used was probably developed in Syria about 3,500 years ago. Underline this, that the first proper alphabet system was developed in Syria, that was about 3,500 years ago, and now we have 50 different type of alphabet system. And in English language we use Roman alphabets, and it has 26 letters in the Roman alphabets. There are 26 letters. Now when we talk about India, the oldest script in India was discovered in the seals of the Indus Valley civilization. Underline this line. In India, the oldest scripts, they were found from the seals of the Indus Valley civilization, and nobody was able to read it, nobody was actually able to understand it because the script is not known to anybody yet. So nobody is yet able to understand the script, but then later on Brahmi script was also discovered, and most scripts that are used to write Indian languages today have been derived from Brahmi script and the Devanagari script. So the oldest form of script that was found in the Indus Valley civilization, nobody is yet to understand it, nobody is still able to understand it. But then later on the Brahmi script was discovered, and now most of the Indian languages, they use the Brahmi script as their basis, as their origin, and Devanagari script is used as the basis for Hindi, and it is used to write Hindi and some other Indian languages. So these are the two main scripts that were in India that have influenced the Indian languages and the written communication that is done in Indian languages. They are Brahmi and Devanagari. So today we learned about the written communication. First it was done using pictures, then it was replaced by signs and symbols, and then in Iraq, in early Iraq, in Mesopotamia, people they developed a script, a form of writing. It was around 5,000 years ago, and these scripts, they were written on tablets. Tablets are big blocks of clay, and they were written on here. And here's an example is also on your page number 78 of your book. Here you can see this is the example of a tablet of the scripts from Iraq. So this is how it looks like. And so these scripts, they were origin of the modern alphabet that we know of today. But mainly now most scripts, they use alphabets. There are 50 different types of alphabets that are known to us in different languages, and each alphabet, it depicts, or it shows, or it symbolizes a sound, that a human sound that is made by human beings. And we in English language, for example, what is written on the board, it is written in the Roman alphabets. There are 26 letters in the Roman alphabets. So this is your topic for today. Please make sure that you read the book on page number 77 and 78 thoroughly. You cover these topics, that is the introduction of the chapter and the written communication part of the chapter. And that is all. Thank you and have a nice day.